Hello, everybody. The weekend is drawing to a close, and it's just been such an awesome weekend. So full of love energy. Just a nice way to end a chaotic week because the week was pretty roller coastery with energies. It just keeps getting more and more intense, and it's cool, and we're just going to have to integrate into it and get used to it. If we don't do the work, it's going to get harder and harder for us. So that's the simple fact right there. And that's what I keep hearing, and that's what I keep reading everywhere. So yeah, we're coming into these new moon energies. It reaches its peak, I think, in about an hour and 15 minutes. I think 8:30 Mountain Standard Time tonight is full moon, or the new moon at its peak. So I wanted to talk a little bit about intention setting and the best ways to do it, because our thoughts and our words are so powerful when we write them on paper. I used to be the person who never wanted to write intentions because I'm like, that's silly. But it's almost like casting a spell. Excuse me. When we write things out, it's like you're putting that energetic frequency out to the universe. You can say them all you want, but when you write them down, it's something. So, if you write intentions for the new moon, what I challenge you to do is keep them in a safe place, and the next month review them and see what's actually come to fruition, and do that monthly, and keep the intentions for a year and go back and date them and see what's going on, because I bet you will be manifesting these things and creating them in your reality, because that's how powerful your words are, especially now. As we tune into our alignment, we become more aligned with ourselves. Our energy mastery and the way we can bring things into our 3D reality becomes more and more concrete. It's pretty cool when you manifest something like almost effortlessly. It's like they're just waiting there, and they're waiting there for everybody. It's just as you clear your system out, you have more of a clear energy conduit going out, so you can draw things. You're more magnetic and you draw things back. Setting intentions 101. Be very, very mindful of the verbiage that you use when you set intentions. So here's a good example. It's like linguistic programming. If you say you're thinking about a relationship or somebody that you're in a relationship with, and you're like, I don't want a liar. All the universe hears is liar. It doesn't hear the not or the I want. It just hears liar. So set intentions in a high vibe kind of way. Say, I want somebody truthful. I want somebody kind. I desire myself to be these things as well, because, if you're attracting those things into your existence, it's a good place to look within you, because you're bringing them in for a reason, for a divine purpose, for you to look within, to do some healing, to do some shadow work. So that is a great little tip for manifesting and setting intentions, because like I said, our thoughts and words are so powerful. The most important conversation we have is that internal dialogue that we have with ourselves. So be very, very mindful of that as well, that internal dialogue. And, in the class today, in the shadow work, introduction to shadow work class, we talked about that and how imperative it is to really step into that and just make sure those internal conversations are high vibe. But when they're not, and you catch yourself being like, oh my gosh, I'm so stupid, why did I do that? Those words that we've all had in our dialogue, just let them pass. Forgive yourself because you didn't know anything different, and allow more loving words to come into you. Be like, you know what? I only knew what I did. And say if you made a mistake, just be like, well, it's done now. You can't go back and change it. And just allow it to be as it is. Hopefully you didn't hear my toilet flush. My kid's just getting out of the bathroom. But yeah, it's super, super important to really be mindful of those words, those internal and external words, because everything we say has a vibrational essence. And as you let them go out, eventually they will boomerang back to you. So if you think of it that way, you'll be more mindful of what you say. And like I said, don't judge yourself. Don't be hard on yourself. Have compassion. Have so much love and reverence for yourself, because you're doing the best you can with what you have right now. And you know what? We only know how to live in the now with what we've been taught in the past and our belief systems. So as you continue to heal and gain more wisdom and be able to tap into source wisdom and, all this unconditional love, you will become easier and easier on yourself, and you will live in a way of integrity all the time. And when you don't, if you step outside of integrity, you're pretty darn quick to pull yourself back into alignment, Because remember, we all are living this 3D existence. So we're not going to be perfect all the time. Everybody has a shadow self, and those shadows always, they will continue to rear their head. I had a really good question this weekend. Somebody that I've worked with for quite a while, and it was, when am I going to be done this? Like, when am I going to be in a place where I'm just there? And I just said, this is an ongoing journey. People who say they're enlightened, and no judgment to them. People who say they're enlightened, it's an ongoing process. We can be aware and we can have enlightenment with us, but we're never like there's no end game. It's a constant, continue to learn, continue to heal. There is no end game, and it's just loving every moment that you're in and appreciating everything that you go through and appreciating every experience. And as you shed those layers of yourself, your lower self, your shadow self, and just love and embrace them, more and more goodness will come to you. And trust me, you can. I'll be offering that class again in a couple months. I'm thinking I'll run them every 8 weeks. The next step in this coursework is going to be, I'm pretty sure it's going to be a 4-class session. This is sort of like the pilot project of it, and then it'll be all together, and down the road I'll be offering it as a 4-class session, over a 6-week period with some one-on-one coaching in there too. And it's going to be such a great healing course. And the end game of this course is to be able to tap into your divinity and be sovereign and understand that you have all these divine gifts. You just, you can't hear them yet because there's so much noise going on in your mind. But I have faith in each and every one of you, and you're so worth it. So keep going on this path that you're on. I just am so in awe of the beings around, and, whether it's the energetic family we all have behind us, our guides and our, the ascended masters and God and the universe and all these beautiful beings of light from different places and different realms. And just the people I come into contact with on a day-to-day basis. Ones that I get to work with as clients, ones that come into my life as friends, ones that just reach out to me to say, hi and thank you, or ask me a question. I am so grateful for all of your support and all of your love. And just know you are doing amazing. Because I still have days that I struggle too. We're human. And anybody who says they don't, I can tell you they're full of shit, because there's always days that you struggle. Any being who's teaching and spreading love, if they tell you there's an end game where you're just great all the time, it's all mindset. And there's still going to be days where you are going to struggle. There's always going to be that. But it becomes less and less, and it becomes easier to deal with because you can really see it for what it is and how it is a divine gift and how it's part of your purpose to go through these things, because you still need to learn something, because life is about expansion, and without learning, you're not going to expand, if that makes sense. So I'm going to pull a quick card, my law of attraction cards. If anybody is just at the beginning of their journey, of their spiritual journey, and wants to learn some non-dogmatic spirituality, Abraham Hicks is amazing, and these are their cards. She's a channel, and she channels these higher beings that go by the name of Abraham. It's all about the law of attraction, all about the vibrational essence of the universe, and she talks about the inner vortex. So when I was talking about the shadows and cleaning out your system in my class today, it's all the same. It's just different verbiage for the same thing. It's all the laws of the universe. It's marrying, when I teach, it's marrying non-dogmatic spirituality in with these laws of the universe, in with the Hermetic principles, in with just everyday lingo, metaphysics melded with physics. I like to bring in the psychology side of things and everything. So I'm going to pull a card, because I'll just keep talking otherwise. And we're going to welcome in these new moon energies, and we're going to set some awesome intentions. The light's really cool in here tonight. It's just shining behind me in the window. So we're going to clear these cards and ask Spirit what we need to see tonight. This one's awesome. It's about fearing evil and resisting it. So if I am resisting evil, I'm attracting evil, because it's the law of attraction. What you fear, you become and attract. And it's so true. And I always say this, I grew up in a family where my mom was very fearful of evil. there is lower vibrational entities all around us. It's the lower fourth dimensional plane of consciousness. And that's where everything's very dual. There's like dark and light and good and bad. We live in a universe that things just are. Things just are, and there's nothing to actually fear. And when you fear, you put so much energy into something that you feed it and make it bigger. It's like running from the monster every day. And that monster is within us, because when we see it, it's something within us that needs to be healed once again. So it says, if you are resisting anything, you are focused upon it, pushing against it, and therefore attracting that which is like it. So don't fear things. This is a great card. It's backwards though. Don't fear. There's nothing to fear in life, but fear itself. But even that, don't fear it. We have to step in and understand that we have full control over our energy. Don't fear people who say they're energy vampires. You have the strength to set a boundary and pull yourself away. It's awareness that is your superpower, and intention. So set some awesome new moon intentions. I would love to see them commented below what your intention is for this new moon coming in. This new moon in Aries is the first new moon of the astrological new year. Aries is the first sign in the zodiac, and we're in this new year. It's all about new beginnings. It's springtime. We just went through the equinox, we just went through the equinox, and we're coming into this beautiful new beginning energy. So own it and take it and make your life anew. Rewrite it. You're the author of it, and I have faith in you, and I love you. Have a great night and enjoy these beautiful energies tonight.